Emmerdale's Elliot Windsor has made his long-awaited return to the soap following a lengthy absence. The character had not appeared on screen for 2 years, although he was mentioned in the previous episode by his stepmom, Nicola King, as he prepared to receive his important exam results. Nicola revealed that Elliot had been concentrating on his studies, which explained why he had been away from the village for so long. She later happily announced that he had passed his A-levels and would soon be heading off to university. "He did it! Elliot got his grades, so he's off to St Andrews," she said. "He'll finally be able to say goodbye to all the oiks and scroats he's been calling his friends." In the follow-up episode airing tonight, 14 August, which is already available to stream, Elliot makes his return as Nicola treats him to a full English breakfast at the cafe to celebrate his results. However, he is clearly feeling the effects of a night of partying. "You're going to have to grow a steel gut if you plan to carry out all this at St Andrews University," Nicola tells him. "Totally do, every night," Elliot replies excitedly. Nicola also points out that Kate Middleton and Prince William both attended St Andrews University, where they first met. Elliot's return was confirmed last month through a statement from the Pendleton School of Theatre, where the young actor is studying musical theatre. "After a short break, I am so excited to say that this summer I am back in the studio filming for a new storyline as Elliot Windsor in Emmerdale," he said. "It's a role I've been lucky enough to play since 2016, and it's such a privilege to still be part of it. Looking forward to seeing where this next chapter goes." Charity sinks deeper into her nightmare in Emmerdale as she tells another Dr. Todd lie. If Charity Dingle needs to come up with yet another false story to keep Sarah Sugden safe in Emmerdale, she will do whatever it takes. Sarah killed Dr. Caitlin Todd just days ago after she arrived during a heated confrontation between the doctor and Charity. In an attempt to protect herself and her grandmother, Sarah pushed Caitlin, causing the surgeon to fall and strike her head against a table. Caitlin tragically died from her injuries. Following the incident, Serena Sugden helped Sarah and Charity put together a false explanation for what had happened. DS Ramsden then arrived and questioned Charity after she claimed responsibility for Caitlin's death. Charity was released the following day and returned to the Woolpack with Sarah, where worried relatives immediately began asking questions. Kane Dingle was especially doubtful, as he knew Charity would not normally contact the emergency services if she had actually committed such a serious crime. Under intense pressure, Charity eventually shocked everyone by claiming that Dr. Todd had sexually assaulted her. The revelation left her family stunned, but Mackenzie Boyd remained outside convinced that Charity was keeping another secret from him. Charity rejected Mackenzie, making it clear that she had expected her husband to stand by her. However, Mackenzie could not shake the feeling that something was wrong. In today's episode of the ITV soap, he told Charity that he had finally worked out what he believed had happened. Mackenzie accused Charity of deliberately killing Dr. Todd. Relieved that he had not discovered the real story, Charity decided to maintain the deception and admitted that he was correct and that she had murdered Caitlin. Mackenzie later approached Sarah and told her that he knew what had happened to Dr. Todd. Sarah remained silent, determined not to reveal the truth. When Sarah realized that Mackenzie had accepted a completely different version of events, she listened as he warned her to get her behavior under control. He feared that the police could notice that she was acting suspiciously and eventually realize that she was concealing something. The danger of the truth coming out is growing rapidly. Charity is struggling to keep herself together. Sarah is becoming increasingly nervous, and newcomer DS Ramsden remains convinced that the pair are not telling the truth about Caitlin's death. So, how much longer can Charity and Sarah keep their devastating secret hidden? Jo springs a trap on Dawn, which could end her bid to escape Emmerdale. Like many newly married women, Dawn is supposed to be looking forward to starting the next chapter of her life. However, unlike most brides, she is secretly preparing to run away with the man she truly loves, Billy Fletcher, while taking her new husband's unborn child with her to another country. Their escape plan might have worked if Jo had not become the main suspect in the brutal attack that left Billy fighting for his life. Billy himself is convinced that Jo was responsible, and after speaking with her former partner at his hospital bedside, Dawn has also begun to believe that Jo was behind the attack. When Billy was taken to hospital following the vicious assault, suspicion immediately fell on Joe Tate. DS Bayern soon arrested him and took him into custody over the attack. There was plenty of reason for Caleb Milligan and Kerry Wyatt to suspect Jo, especially because they knew he had discovered that Billy had attempted to kiss Dawn. Despite the suspicions surrounding him, Jo managed to avoid being charged because investigators could not find enough evidence linking him to the attack that left Billy in a coma. That situation was partly caused by Ruby Fox Milligan, who secretly deleted the CCTV footage in an attempt to ensure Joe would be blamed for what happened. During an emotional conversation at Billy's bedside last week, Dawn finally accepted that Joe was never going to become a better person. She realized that there was little chance of escaping his influence while remaining in the village. Billy, however, came up with another option. He suggested that he and Dawn leave everything behind, travel abroad and build a completely new life together, far away from Joe. But upcoming episodes of Emmerdale are set to reveal that Dawn and Billy may have seriously underestimated just how dangerous Joe can be. As Joe heads off for his stag celebrations, he has no idea that Dawn and Billy are secretly preparing to escape using fake passports. The pair tell Clemmy that they are simply heading away on holiday, but their plans quickly take an unexpected turn when Graham intercepts them. Instead of allowing them to continue their journey, Graham takes them to a field where Joe has arranged a surprise sten-do celebration for the group. With the situation becoming increasingly uncomfortable, Billy and Dawn grow more suspicious as everyone gets ready for a clay pigeon shooting session. Caleb is unable to get hold of them, while the atmosphere becomes more tense by the minute. Eventually, Dawn takes her position and prepares to fire. But as she raises the gun, her aim begins to shift towards Joe. Emmerdale confirms change ahead for Mack and Ross after huge showdown. Emmerdale's Mackenzie Boyd is set to make an effort to end his bitter feud with Ross Barton next week, although it remains unclear whether the former friends can ever rebuild their relationship. Their unexpected friendship was destroyed several months ago when Mack discovered the explosive secret that Ross was the biological father of Charity's baby, Layla. At first, Mack decided not to confront Ross after Charity had revealed everything to him. However, their simmering tension eventually boiled over, leading Mack to confront Ross during a dangerous showdown at an abandoned barn. Since that dramatic confrontation, Mack and Ross have largely avoided each other. However, the pair are set to come face to face again next week for a serious conversation. Mack has realized that it's time for a truce, explains our village source. Nobody needs to see him clashing with Ross every 5 minutes, least of all Charity, who's been through enough in the past few months. There's also the fact that Ross is Moses's father and they'll need to keep things cordial for the sake of the young boy. But of course, forgetting the past won't be easy for Mack. When Ross arrives at Mack and Charity's home, Mack gets the chance to explain exactly where he stands. Ross remains hopeful that the two men could eventually repair their friendship, but Mack may have a very different idea about their future. A truce is one thing, but a friendship might be another matter entirely, teases our insider. Fans will have to tune in to find out whether Mack is ready to rekindle their bromance, or if he just wants to drop hostilities, keep things civil and leave things there. Ross has always pointed out that he wasn't friends with Mack at the time that he slept with Charity, so there was never any big betrayal of their connection. But from Mack's side, he can't believe that Ross pursued a friendship with him while harboring such a big secret. The developments come as Charity continues to worry about the consequences of her decision to take responsibility for Dr. Todd's death after reaching an agreement with Sarah Sugden. Emmerdale airs on weeknights at 8 p.m. on ITV1, with episodes also available to stream from 7 a.m. on ITVX and YouTube.